Hey guys, it's your coach Greg D here back with another video, and today I want to have a heart-to-heart with you guys because it has come to my attention that maybe I don't share enough of my personal life with you guys. Um, and everyone just thinks that I'm all about working out and all about um, nutrition and personal development and psychology and all this stuff, but um, I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you guys to tell you some more of my story. Um, and I say that because sometimes I forget, who I've told and, who I haven't told because, to be quite honest, my story, even going back to when I was born, and of course, most people can say this about themselves, but um, my story basically made me who I am today and has really, defined who I am in more aspects than one. So I want to share that with you guys today in hopes that, you can get a better understanding of where I'm coming from, why I do what I do, why it is that I, try to make a difference in the world, try to, change people, try to motivate people, try to help people, why I am in the field that I am in, which is psychology, as a career, and Beachbody as, a career as well. But when I was 2 days old, for those of you who don't know, we have to go way back here. I'm 30 years old now. I just turned 30. But when I was 2 days old, I had a stroke. Just out of the blue, no warning, just basically became a upside down U shape as, my mom was holding me and I arched back, eyes rolled into the back of my head, turning blue, had a stroke. And a stroke is a blood clot in the brain. I went 6 minutes without oxygen, which caused a great deal amount of brain damage, obviously from the lack of oxygen. I spent the first 6 weeks of my life in an incubator. So from day one, I was pretty much, fighting the odds. The doctors, like I said, there was no warning. No, okay, this is gonna happen or this is gonna happen. No warning at all. The doctors had a very bleak outlook for me. They thought that I was basically going to be a vegetable because I went so long without oxygen. Um, they thought I wasn't going to be able to walk, talk, ride a bike, do anything basically that normal kids would do. So from, very early on, and I mean the very, very beginning of my life, I've had to be a fighter. I've had to overcome a lot. Even to this day, my whole left side of my body is partially paralyzed due to the nerve damage from the lack of oxygen and the brain damage. And that is something that I will never, ever regain. The cells, the nerve endings, all of that stuff is literally dead. I cannot regain it. Now, obviously, through physical therapy and working out, I'm able to gain strength, but my right side is always going to be a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and have a lot more dexterity than my left side. And especially in my left hand, it affected mostly my left hand and my left arm. So I don't have, I have very little feeling in my left hand and arm. I have very little dexterity. So for me, maybe I think that one of the reasons why I joined Beachbody and the reason why I love their programs is there's always a way to modify. No matter what sort of situation you're in, there's always a way to modify. And for me, being partially paralyzed and basically, having 1.5 arms, as far as use, that is a huge, huge deal for me. And one of the reasons why I love the program so much. And, when I say that, in the 2 years that I've been a coach, almost 2 years, like a year and a half, that I've gone from not being able to do any push-ups because I hadn't worked out and I really, let myself go, to now being able to do 30 push-ups in a row, um, gaining strength, gaining, definition, gaining endurance is a huge, huge deal for me. I mean, working out has been physical therapy for me and has been mental therapy, I believe, as well, because after a workout, I always felt so much better about myself. I've always, not so much now, but when I was younger, especially my teenage years and late childhood years, I was very self-conscious about my arm, and because it just, without me knowing it, unconsciously, it'll tense up and my arm will go up like this and it'll stay there and it'll just kind of like hang out like that. And in those years, I got really ridiculed. I got made fun of every day. I mean, it was to the point where I literally didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to get out of bed. I thought about killing myself a lot of times. And I felt betrayed by God. Why was I made to be this way? So this is something that I've had to deal with my entire life. And as I got older and, started getting into, like, let's say my junior and senior year of high school, I decided that this was not going to be a limitation anymore. I had one of those moments where I was just so fed up with the way that I thought about myself and the way things were going in my life, that I knew that I needed to make some kind of change, in my head, the way that I thought about myself. And, it was at that time that I finally accepted who I was, and I accepted that this was a gift, not a burden. And, I accepted the fact, and I knew that I wanted to help people, because if I can make it through everything that I did, 6 minutes without oxygen, being partially paralyzed, and still being able to work out and gain strength and, feel better about myself and share that with people, that anyone can do it. So it was around that time as well that's when I started getting into psychology. That's when I started reading a lot of self-help stuff, researching a lot about relationships and how people interact with one another. And that's really where, over the next few years, into the beginning of my early 20s, that's where I really got into psychology. That's the whole reason why I got into the psychology field, to be honest, is because, I wanted to learn more about why I was the way that I was, why other people acted the way that they did, how people interact with one another. It was basically, as working out was my physical therapy, being a psych major was more therapy for myself, because I could learn more about why I had these kind of feelings, why I felt the way that I did about myself. So in turn, being the psych major is what really got me into the beginnings of personal development. And I rolled with it. As the years progressed, I noticed that slowly but surely I was feeling better about myself. I wasn't depressed. I mean, honestly, when I was about 13 or 14, if you would have taken me to a psychologist, a shrink, they probably would have told you I was depressed, like clinically. They probably would have put me on meds, and I have no doubt about it. Now I have no doubt about it. But, and that's a scary thing to think about for me. Looking back at, how really, bad I felt about myself and how negative and betrayed and all those emotions that I really I don't know where they came from. But it just complicated the teenage years, and to look at that now and see how far that I've come is pretty amazing, I think. Um, and the whole thing with Beachbody for me is I feel like, as much as like I love helping people, and motivating them and making them feel better about themselves, doing that makes me feel good. But Beachbody has given me more of the avenue and, put it right in my face of, hey, you need to work on yourself physically. Hey, you need to read books and, listen to personal development. You need to strengthen yourself mentally and emotionally. Really, I mean, that is just, an opportunity to help myself just as much as I can help other people. And that's why I get so passionate about, sharing when I work out, sharing when I'm using the product, sharing everything. I mean, for me, it's been a total life changer. It really has. I mean, if it wasn't for, when I first found Beachbody in, I believe it was 2006, 2007. It was right around when P90X first came out. I mean, I can probably say that, and if it wasn't for, personal development in general as well, when I found it in my high school years, I probably wouldn't be sitting here, to be quite honest, sitting in front of this computer screen talking to you about this story. I probably would not be here. And I can say that with 100% certainty that I probably would have killed myself. I mean, that's how bad it was. So, Beachbody to me and, this life altogether is, more than just some stupid little phase. It is more than just some, thing that I found and that I'm going to try to scam people with, and I'm going to try to, pull one over on people and, just so I can make some money. And it's not about that. It really isn't. It's about making myself a better person, making myself a better person for my wife, for my family, for my friends, making myself the best version of myself that I can possibly be, and in turn, helping others do the same, no matter what their situation is, no matter what background they've come from. Because I'll put it to you this way, no matter how many times that you hear people say that, oh, I know what you're going through, no, or I know, I understand. Really, they don't. They really don't understand, because they haven't been through the exact set of circumstances, situations, background that you have. But that's okay, because they can still help you. I can still help you. No, I don't know everything, every little detail that you've been through, but I am here to listen. I am here to help. I am here to be a beacon. I am here to be a support column for you. I am here to help show you the way to overall health and well-being and emotional stability and financial stability. And that's why I say that Beachbody and personal development in this life is not some stupid little phase. It's now a lifestyle for me. My lifestyle, my goal, my ultimate dream in my life, now is to be the best version of myself and to make others the best version of themselves. And honestly, I know that 15 years ago, I could not tell you that. I really couldn't. I wouldn't have cared. I was fighting every day, thinking about when I should kill myself, how I should kill myself. Should I grab a knife out of the drawer and slit my wrists? And really the only thing that kept me from not doing that was I didn't want to leave my family upset. I didn't want to leave, how would my friends think of me? How would my family think of me? And that was the only thing that really kept me going, honestly. And I'm very grateful for my family and my friends. Because, as much as I have helped them through their tough times, for no other way to explain it, my family and friends have kept me alive to this point. And like I said, they are the reason why I'm sitting here in front of this computer talking to you about this. So, well, I think that's enough ranting. I feel like at this point there's a deep, heavy air in this video. So I think I'll end it there, and I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys now understand a little bit better where I've come from, why it is I do what it is that I do, why I'm in psychology, why I'm in Beachbody, why I tend to get better, try to make myself better every day, why I get so passionate about working out and Shakeology and programs and supplements, and more importantly, why I get so ramped up when I'm able to do one more push-up, one more pull-up, one more squat. Because to me, like I said, this is all physical therapy. This is my therapy. This is what makes me feel good about myself because I know that I'm good at it. So, that is why, like I said, this is why you guys, all of you, whether you are listening, watching this as a friend, a family member, a fellow coach, customer, or challenger, you guys are the reason why I do this. So, with that, that is this video. Like I always say, where there's a will, there's a way, and I will see you guys soon.